Wattpad is such an incredible success story. For people who aren't familiar with Wattpad, how would you describe it?
Wattpad, we have an app that lets people discover and share stories from science fiction to romance for our 65 million monthly users. And then we take the best stories on Wattpad and turn them into TV shows, movies, print books, and other formats.
I've seen some incredible data in terms of the power of Wattpad and how many people you're able to reach on a regular basis. Can you talk a little bit about that data as far as how many people are reading the stories and now watching content that Wattpad is behind?
Yeah, we have over 65 million monthly users, of which about 4 million are writers, and they have shared over 500 million uploads on Wattpad cumulatively. So we have a very vibrant community, and they are spending over 20 billion minutes on Wattpad every month reading and writing stories.
Why do you think the company has become so successful?
Yeah, one of the biggest reasons is we take global very, very seriously very early on. We know everyone on the planet wants to read and write and about storytelling as well. So we put a lot of focus in growing internationally in different languages and cultures.
It's really interesting, I think, because a lot of startups, early on in the technology area, they really just focused regionally, but you were able to see a bigger opportunity. Why was that?
Yeah, because on this planet is very diverse. There are very different type of cultures, different languages. People want to share and share the different voices and be heard. So diversity is very important. That's why we put a lot of focus on that.
I think here at home in Canada, we hear a lot about diversity and inclusion, both in the startup community, but also from our government. Can you talk a little bit in terms of how diversity and inclusion has helped to build the team inside at Wattpad?
Yeah, because the Wattpad user base is very diverse, we want our team to mirror that. So we, very early on, we put a lot of focus on building a very diverse team. So at the moment, like half the company female, half the company people of color, and we really encourage that culture built within the company.
And what do you think are some of the advantages of that? Where are some companies missing out in terms of businesses who don't embrace that?
Yeah, because once you have a very diverse team, you start to see things from a very different perspective. You hear different voices from the company, and that helps you make much better decisions because you take so many different things, so many different perspectives into account in your decision-making process.
One of the amazing things I think has been about Wattpad's history and how you've been constantly innovating. And I would imagine that part of that is due to that diversity and inclusion within the organization. Can you talk a little bit about the innovation process? Because you started as one thing and now you're something, I wouldn't say entirely different, but you've evolved. So how has that happened?
Yeah, it's also due to the diversity in our team because we have people from different backgrounds. They would see things very differently, and we let people share their different ideas, share their innovation across the company, and some of the best and brightest ideas would bubble up, and then we would experiment. And because we have very, very different skill sets and background within the company, we would be able to experiment with different ideas very effectively.
You're really a voice, a global leader in the technology space today. What do you think is the #1 opportunity where startup founders are missing out? Where's the biggest opportunity where people should be going?
Yeah, one of the biggest opportunities for startup founders is they should understand by design, the internet is very, very global. By pressing a button, you can reach pretty much 7 billion people on this planet. So think about internationalization, think about going global early on would be the biggest untapped opportunity that anyone can think of.